It was supposed to be just another ordinary evening. Dinner, followed by a mindless movie neither of us truly cared about. The kind of night that settles in when love becomes routine, when comfort feels like connection. Or at least, that's what I believed. She laughed at something on her phone, the glow of the screen casting a soft light across her face in the dim room. Just for a moment, barely a second, I saw a name flash across the screen, one I didn't recognize. But something inside me clenched, a quiet knot of dread twisting deep in my gut. She caught me looking. Instantly, she turned the phone face down and let out another laugh. "Nobody," she said, casual and breezy. "Just a friend." But when someone says nobody and hides their screen like it's a live grenade, you don't need evidence. You just know. I tried to shove the feeling aside. Try to focus on the evening. Pretended I hadn't just witnessed the first crack in the foundation of what we'd built together. But my thoughts spiraled. Her smile seemed off. Not warm. Not real. Almost rehearsed. Her touch no longer lingered the way it used to. And her eyes, those eyes that once locked with mine and held me there, now drifted elsewhere, always distracted, distant. I didn't confront her. No yelling. No demands. Just silence. I watched. I waited. And it didn't take long. She began staying up later. Started locking her phone. Her smile appeared more often, but only when her screen lit up with messages she clearly didn't want me to see. I became a ghost in my own home, while she morphed into someone I no longer recognized, a stranger wearing the familiar face of the woman I had once loved. Then one night, I broke. She was in the shower. Steam hung thick in the air, fogging the mirror and windows. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I hadn't planned to look. I swear I didn't. But my hand moved on its own, as if it already understood what my heart couldn't admit. I picked it up. There was that same name. Only this time, it wasn't just a message or two. There were dozens, hundreds, pictures, memories, future plans, plans I wasn't part of, secret exchanges, flirtations, laughter, confessions, inside jokes, the kind we use to share. This wasn't just a harmless distraction. It wasn't a fleeting mistake. This was intentional. She hadn't merely strayed. She had replaced me. Slowly, silently, piece by piece. I didn't wait for her to come out of the shower. I didn't want the explanations, the rehearsed apologies, or another performance. I walked to the closet, grabbed a bag, took only what I needed and walked out. No goodbye. No note. No words. She never thought I'd actually leave. But that's the thing, she didn't know me anymore. The days that followed blurred together. I checked into a cheap hotel and ignored her texts and missed calls. At first, she wouldn't stop. "Where are you? Talk to me. This isn't fair." I can explain. But what was left to explain? She had made her choice. So I made mine. I blocked her number, deleted every photo, unfollowed everything. I tried to erase her from my life. But love doesn't disappear with a tap or swipe. You don't erase someone you loved. You just learn to turn down the volume on their memory. 2 weeks later, I found a small apartment, a quiet place to begin again. I started over, started breathing again. Some nights, I still reached across the bed without thinking. Old habits die hard. Cruel muscle memory. Heartache echoing in the dark. But eventually, the silence stopped feeling like a punishment. It became peace. The ache lost its sharpness. The noise inside me began to quiet. 6 months passed. And then she found me. I was walking home from work, groceries in one hand, headphones in the other, when I turned the corner and saw her standing outside my building. She looked smaller somehow, not in stature, but in spirit, like guilt had collapsed something inside her. "Hey," she said gently, as if nothing had happened. I didn't reply, just stared. "Can we talk?" she asked. I should have walked right past her. I should have kept going. But I didn't. Maybe part of me still wanted to hear the truth. Maybe I needed to see her admit it out loud. We sat in a little cafe just down the street, the kind of place I never took her to. It had become mine, my sanctuary. She stirred her coffee but didn't drink it. Her hands trembled. "I never thought you'd actually leave," she whispered. And that was her first mistake. She thought love made me weak. But love didn't weaken me. It gave me the strength to walk away. She said it wasn't serious. Said she was lost. That it had been a mistake. But mistakes don't last for months. Mistakes don't wake up beside you every morning. Mistakes don't push out the man you once swore you'd never leave. She cried, told me she missed me, that her life hadn't been the same. And I believed her, but it didn't matter, because regret doesn't erase betrayal, and guilt is not love. I'm not asking for forgiveness, she said softly. I just needed you to know I still think about us. I nodded, and for the first time in a long while, I felt nothing. No pain, no anger, no yearning, just clarity. You think about us, I said, but you didn't fight for us when it mattered. She didn't reply. She couldn't. She stood there, waiting for me to say something more. Anything. But I already had. I left her sitting at that table and walked back into my life. A life that had no space left for someone who once believed I'd stay, no matter how far she strayed. When someone shows you what you mean to them, believe them. Don't wait for closure. Don't wait for the too late apologies. Sometimes the strongest thing you'll ever do is leave when they least expect it, and never look back.